We are back with episode 3 of season 3. After the last game, a little bit of a stinker, so I went ahead and got rid of Tannehill. I made a big mistake giving up a lot to bring him in, and with the production that he was giving, let's just say it wasn't worth keeping him. So, I gave up a second round and Kaiser White, which is a linebacker that was playing pretty well for us, to get Tannehill. So not only did we overpay, but I really didn't get much back for him because after the performances he's been having, nobody wanted him. I ended up finally getting a third round pick next year from the Bengals for Tannehill, but yeah, that whole trade to get him, and then what we got out of him, and then what we got for return, is probably going to be one of the biggest mistakes I make in this entire series. So with that said, we've been playing with a rookie QB, Dom Matthews, I believe his name is. He hasn't been playing very well. Obviously, as you can see, 85-14 beatdown from the Seahawks. Has more interceptions than touchdowns, so definitely not going to be our quarterback of the future. And unfortunately, in the draft, once again, it is pretty weak when it comes to quarterbacks. So hopefully I can find a way to bring in a quality quarterback, because it doesn't look like we're going to get a rookie. On a positive note, if you remember last year, I offered Myles Garrett a 7-year, $135 million contract. He turned it down, wanted to test free agency, so I franchise tagged him. That 7-year, $135 million was actually meeting his demands from what he wanted last year. And this year, he said that's what he wanted again. So I went ahead and offered it to him, and this time he finally accepted it. So we do have Myles Garrett for the next 7 years at $135 million over those 7 years. The other free agents that we're in risk of losing this year are all older veterans that were signed to 1-year contracts, nobody important. So this offseason will be all about continuing to improve the team and getting a point to where next year we can start competing. We've overachieved the first 2 years. It was never my plan to tank, but it was also never my plan to be one of the bottom of the league teams. They always say a rebuild takes about 3 years. So this is our 3rd year. I think after this year, I'm going to actually start taking a look at our head coach, seeing what he gives us. This year it's going to be another freebie because I kind of understood we don't have that quarterback we've had the last couple years, so it'd be a little rough. But next year, as long as I can get him a quarterback, I think I can accurately start judging, hey, are you going to be our head coach of the future? Or are we just someone to help us get through the rebuild? I initially signed him to a 5-year contract. This is year 3, so he'll have 2 more years to prove himself before I need to decide if I should move on or not. So anyway, that's all the updates going into this game. We are currently 1-3, in 3rd place of the division, but the Chiefs and Broncos are 2-2. So as bad as we're doing, we're still technically not out of it. Long season to go still, not even halfway. In fact, we're actually just past the quarter-way mark, so still plenty of time to either get into that playoff contention or completely fall out of it. So it's time for the game. Let's go Nighthawks beat the Broncos.
Today, from Oklahoma City, it's Week 5 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Oklahoma City Nighthawks taking on the Denver Broncos.
are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Denver Broncos and the Oklahoma City Nighthawks. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Oklahoma City team as they interplay here. And losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Broncos, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
The first quarter of the season already in the rearview mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The former Missouri Tiger Drew Lock will be at quarterback as he leads out the Denver Broncos.
And they are in rhythm on offense because of him. I mean, right now he's got everything going the way he wants to, finding the receivers the way he wants to, looking over defenses. No interceptions is the number I lock in on. The 4 touchdown pass isn't so bad either.
Yeah, what a game he had last week. They'll run. This is Melvin Gordon. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
He's tackled.
The numbers a week ago for Melvin Gordon. 14 carries, 58 yards.
I was so glad you asked for a couple of offensive linemen to talk to before the game because they told us that in last week's contest, everything was clicking. Didn't matter whether they were doing gap scheme, zone scheme, power, whatever it was working. And they expect more of the same in this game, although they're prepared for some adjustments by the defense they expect to see.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 15 yards on the play, first down.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
Lock now on first down. This is Miller, complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
Out of bounds. That is
not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Second down and 5. Here's Locke. Able to get this to Gordon. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on second down.
It's a gain of a yard. And it's third down.
Now Locke again. He's got a man. It's Sutton that's complete. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. Locke and Sutton on the connection there for a Denver first down. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive going to plan so far. And the throw right sideline here is complete. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. It's been a 7-play opening drive, and this is third and short. They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. And Gordon's going to be stopped short. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Tackled at the 34-yard line.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Here's Randy Bullock now as he'll go for the field goal. On the left hash, officially it's called a 51-yard attempt. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. At a glance at the man under center at 6'5", he always demands attention.
Now, the meeting we had with him this week, that's one of the briefer ones we've ever had, isn't it?
He wasn't too happy after last week.
Not happy. Really determined to play a whole lot better, and he really can't play a whole lot worse. He's got to go out and show the team that the goods that he exhibited early are still there. Otherwise, he could lose the confidence that they have in him.
Hoping to get rid of that interception ball. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Off play action. Matthews. He's going to sling this. This is caught inside the 15. And he takes this in the red zone all the way inside Denver's 15. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. First carry for Nick Chubb. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A check on the numbers for Chubb from a week ago. There isn't a coach alive who wouldn't like those numbers. Well over 100 yards and a touchdown, too.
Partner, I think all the coaches who are in that great coaching box in the sky would take those numbers.
So dead or alive?
Either way, they would take that kind of production.
To throw on 2nd down. Matthews. And he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. Nick Chubb, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And his guys have taken the lead. Walking into the stadium, we saw a ton of people donning the jerseys of this rookie quarterback, so you know they love that opening drive, and he throws a touchdown pass.
You get a little bit of confirmation about what they had hoped, right? Because they thought they had a quarterback. They're thinking they have a quarterback. You do this, they believe they've got a quarterback. Look at them elbowing each other up in the stands. That's our guy.
The PAT up and good, but hold on a second. There is a flag. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And they will watch this one land in the end zone. That'll be a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up, because because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. A gain of 6 there on first.
6-yard pickup.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the
31-yard line.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Desmond King picks it, and they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
Intercepted.
That was a really nice interception. I think it illustrates the differences between playing man and playing zone. When you're in man, all you're focused on is the receiver in front of you. But when you're in zone, you're allowed to read the quarterback's eyes and go to the ball. That's exactly what happened on that play.
The offense trots back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. Whatever he was doing in September, they're hoping that that carries over now to October because he was sensational last month.
He absolutely was, and we all know where it started. At the end of last season, right? All the offseason preparation, the weight.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Von Miller, he brought the pressure on the blitz, and he gets there for a loss of 12.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go.
Matthews pass.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
A.J. Boye on the coverage.
From the gun, Matthews. They'll get this to Chubb out of the backfield. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
On 4th down, Matt Hawk to punt it away. They'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad.
15-yard line.
And Denver getting set to take the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
Joey Bosa. It's a pickup of 6.
On 2nd down and 4. Locke, he's got his big tight end, Fant. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Noah Fant. A 2-yard gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
On 3rd down, this is Melvin Gordon. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. Jamal Agnew is deep to return it. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. This is one of the dangers of going for the punt block.
And you know before you even call going for the block, it's a risk-reward play. So many factors come into it. They went after it, and you know punters, what they do? They leave their leg up in the air an extra count or two, hoping someone comes into contact.
On 1st down, Locke. Got an open man here, and it's K.J. Hamler. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Locke throwing on target to Fant. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 3 catches now this afternoon, the same number he had all of last week. Also, it's a 1st down. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Fakes the give to Gordon. Now here's Locke to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
I'd give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. They fake the handoff, now Locke. He completes this to Sutton. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Into the red zone, it's Locke. This is the tight end fan. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
On the pickup, brings up 2nd and 2. At the 11-yard.
2nd down, they'll run with Gordon. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line.
The tackle made at the 3-yard line. 1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
They'll try and punch it in. Gordon. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. Taking no gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Leads to 2nd and goal at the 3.
On 2nd down, it's Gordon. And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown.
Touchdown, Denver.
Melvin Gordon. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Broncos have retaken the lead. No success on 1st down. He couldn't get any yardage. They give it to him again, and he finds the end zone.
Sometimes it just has to be persistence, doesn't it? And you know who else helps with that? Offensive line. After a team's been stuffed, the last thing they want to do is go to a different play call. They want to come back and do it again and show that they can dominate the line of scrimmage.
And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it's capped off by a touchdown run coming from Melvin Gordon.
Randy Bullock.
Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This will make it into the end zone. And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback.
5-yard line.
The OKC offense ready to set up shop again. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to something else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
34-yard line.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of 1st downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 37.
On 1st down, Matthews. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Kareem Jackson on the coverage.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Matthews. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Drops it off for Chubb. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that's going to make it 4th down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the 1st down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. Here's Matt Hawk now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. Now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And he stopped immediately there.
Melvin Gordon
Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
On second down now, it's Gordon. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Melvin Gordon on the carry. He's brought down at the 20-yard line. It's a gain of a yard.
Throwing his lock on third down. Sets up the screen to Gordon. And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds.
Melvin Gordon.
They completed the screen, but one of the things you worry about is can the quarterback get rid of the ball before he's actually tackled. So your offensive linemen have to hold up the rushers a little bit because you want to make sure you keep your guy's jersey clean throughout the game.
Now the punter, Sam Martin, called on to kick it away here. On the return, here's Agnew. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over.
First down.
The OKC offense ready to set up shop again and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
And he gets it to his running back, Nick Chubb. Give him 6 on the play, and it'll bring up a second down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 48-yard line.
(10-7) our score after 1 right here on EA Sports.
Goes 10. Nighthawk 7.
Looking to throw on second down. Matthews. The kicker here, it's complete. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 7 yards there and a first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Bradley Chubb.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
2nd and 10.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. It's a gain of 7. Good for a first down. With that last effort, he topples the 5,000-yard mark for his career.
And that doesn't place you among the absolute greats that have ever played the game, but it's a significant achievement and a very, very solid career.
They run. Chubb. He's able to work free for about 6 down to the 18.
Ball carrier. Bradley Chubb on the tackle. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 18-yard line. Ball carry by
But when you go from 2nd and 4 to 3rd and 3, that just tells you who won that battle on the last play, huh?
Yeah, first round went to the offense, second round the defense.
3rd and 3.
From the gun on third down. Matthews is going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at at the 10. Rookie quarterback, rookie running back. They team up there to pick up the first. So not quite a first and goal. It's first and 10 from the 10. On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And a nice pickup there as he'll take it from the 10 down to the 5-yard line.
Ben Neiman on the tackle. It's a gain of 5. Brings up
They give the Chubb out of the gun. And now a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. This offense on third down today, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. That's caught. Touchdown. From 3 yards out. And his guys have once again taken the lead. There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
you throw, what, a touchdown strike?
There you go. That's my man, in concert.
And that makes it 14-10. So that one will be accepted. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And this one will not be handled. It's into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Melvin Gordon leading Denver's offense back out. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on third down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
To throw on third down. Lock. This is Gordon on the dump off. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short.
Brandon, it certainly looked like they had that play defended well, but it still almost worked. Got it to the running back. He wound up getting really good yardage out of it, but it was 3rd and long, and they were able to rally and stop it before he could get to the marker.
Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Denver. So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The offense trots back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success, at least so far here in the second quarter. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun. Matthews. That's complete to Ward. And they'll get him down here at the 23. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a 1st down.
That's That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down. A run for Nick Chubb. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line.
On the tackle.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 36-yard line.
To throw on 2nd down. Matthews. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
A.J. Boye on the coverage.
On 3rd down. Matthews. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Von Miller able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
43-yard punt, but they get 9 back on the return. And the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10. And coming out now, the Broncos. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win 1st down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on 1st down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating 1st downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
And this will be incomplete.
Blocked pass, thrown away, and incomplete. It's 3rd down and the 11.
The Broncos on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. Block now to throw. No escape for Lockett. Will go down.
Loss of 7 yards. Another 3.
They were trying to set up that screen, trying to get that screen to formulate. Took too long.
He ends up taking a sack, and that leads you to a couple of other questions. Number one, why don't you just get rid of the football near the screen guy so that you don't take an interception? But really, the big one, they just took everything away, and he was really kind of flummoxed on that play and ended up taking the sack.
Here's Sam Martin now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this 1st half as he gets it away. It'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return.
1st and 10.
The offense trots back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
It's a
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a 1st down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That's a play to take note of there for the defense, I think, in the future. If you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
2nd and 11 now. From the gun, Matthews. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 36. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
How about a guy proving his worth in different ways? Had a big play in the run game the play before. This time, they go right back to him in the passing game, and he comes through with yet another big play. That's why you work out so hard in the offseason, so you can stay on the field and accumulate big plays.
On 1st and 10, Matthews. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
It's a gain of 8.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Operating from the gun, Matthews. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. From the gun, Matthews throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. Matthews 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. They were in zone defensively, went with a crossing route. It's always interesting to watch that chess match.
Yeah, and I think safeties don't mind crossing routes against zone, because eventually you're going to run into their territory, and that's when they lick their chops in order to get the big hit or a play on the ball.
Offensively, nice execution to find a hole, make the catch. Now left side on the swing pass, and he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run through it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the 1st down.
They'll give it to Chubb, and he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Nick Chubb with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. A solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there, and each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. It's good, and it's 21-10. So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays. And Nick Chubb, the one to finish it off, as he does so with a touchdown run. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Fielded in the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Denver's offense ready to go again. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex. Maybe try and fashion together a drive.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down. Got Gordon open, completes it. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. Throwing again on 2nd down. Lock on the slant, completes to Sutton. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Lock looks to throw it again. Going underneath for Gordon. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Desmond King picks it. And these guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. What?
And that's now the second time he's picked off a pass here in the first half alone. Again, another great read defensively, and you just see him get in the right position to make the play and get his guys the football back.
The offense trots back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. We're in the second quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, trying to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Looking to throw on second down. Matthews. And these guys have got it back in the closing stages of the first half.
They'll take over first and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will it be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in just a bit. But first, let's get everybody caught up with what's going on around the NFL here in Week 5. We'll get started out at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. And it's the Chiefs who have the lead in the second quarter. Patrick Mahomes has thrown a touchdown pass there. From there, we fly east to Philly to check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. And you can see they trail in that one as that game's gone to halftime. Terry McLaurin, a touchdown catch in that first half. Finally, we finish at MetLife Stadium to see what's going on with the Jets. And they lead the visiting Browns in that one at halftime. Sam Darnold has a touchdown pass. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line.
Take over first and 10 at their own 20.
The OKC offense ready to set up shop again. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
4-yard line.
Playing against a 3-4 front is really challenging for offensive linemen because they can do so many different things. But when you're running the football, if you can handle the nose tackle up front, and it may be a guard can slide up to the second level and block a linebacker, that's when you have success running the football.
Nick Chubb.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down.
That's a gain of 3. It's third and 1.
From the gun on third down. Matthews. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41.
First and 10.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. Third and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
Now Chubb. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brings up
To throw on 2nd down. Matthews.
Well, partner, I don't think it's any secret that any running back wants to be able to see a hole open so that he can gallop through it. But in this case, he had to slow down. There was really no hole there. And he took a big hit in order to get that 1 yard.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. Here's Matt Hawk now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. 1st and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. They'll try and get the ground game going. Here's Gordon. And a nice pickup as this one gets him to the 10-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
I think they're ahead of schedule now after that run. They might be bold with this 2nd down call after that type of a game.
This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
I think this running game, or should I say lack of one, is making this defense look better than what they really are.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Locke. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
The offense trots back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the 1 touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone, and now he's just trying to do it for a 2nd time. And, of course, with that comes additional yardage.
Yeah, looking for additional yardage, and again, that 2nd score here in the 3rd quarter. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. You've told me before it's tough to identify how to block a 3-4 defense. There wasn't a whole lot of blocking there.
And one other thing an offensive line coach told me, if you want to run wide against a 3-4, which is difficult to do because of the speed of the outside linebackers, it's often difficult for your offensive linemen to hit targets in space and create lanes for your guys to run through.
2nd and 12 now at the 44-yard line. Operating from the gun, Matthews. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Matthews. And he's able to pick up the 1st down here before he goes down at the 26. Catch number 44 on the year. It's a 1st down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Throwing on 1st down. Matthews. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
When you run into slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
On the carry, it's Chubb. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Brought down at the 23-yard line. That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
To throw on 3rd down, Matthews. And that will be caught, but out of the end zone, says the field judge. It's ruled incomplete.
Results.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Now on 4th down, out comes the field goal unit here. They'll spot it at the 30, so this is a 40-yard attempt. And his kick is right there. It's good, but hang on, a flag is down. Now, if it's on the defense, they might decline it and take the points. Oh, and you just can't do that. 15 yards on the roughing the kicker call.
Absolutely inexcusable. The kicker's in a defenseless position, and he just gets taken out.
So a special teams mistake on the field goal try leads to a new set of downs inside the red zone. Following the penalty, Chubb. The broken tackle could not free him as he's brought down at the 10-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. They're looking at a 2nd and 8 now from the 10. They run it again with Chubb. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
A 2-yard pickup brings up
On 3rd down, Matthews. This will be caught at about the 6. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the 1st. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the 1st down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the 2nd half. On 4th down, Matthews. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Nick Chubb, his 3rd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. Well, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but his top 2 options were not available on that throw, so he went the safe route, worked out pretty well.
It was like you were in the pocket. How about you going through the progressions like that? What a lot of offenses say, touchdown to check down. Look downfield first, bring it back to the line of scrimmage. Not easy for a rookie to do. Oftentimes they get one look, and they make their decision off of that. He went through 3. That was impressive.
Extra point right down the middle, and the lead is up to 18 now. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
3-yard line.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Lock. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Lock. Pass.
And Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
The offense trots back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. He's had a touchdown for every quarter so far. 3 here in the 3rd, and probably hoping he's not done yet.
And this is a situation where it's okay to be greedy. When you've already scored 3 times, you want 4, you want more than that. And guess what? That only helps your team.
Yeah, so far 3, now in search of 4. A gain of 6 there on 1st. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now this one complete on the slant route. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
On first down, Matthews. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Matthews. They set up the screen to Chubb. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
That's good.
A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door.
1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
Back to throw again. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal.
Leads to 2nd and goal at the 9-yard line.
And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. They bring him down to sack back at the 16-yard line. Von Miller able to record his 5th sack of the season.
3rd and goal, they decided to throw for it, but how about the play defensively? Couldn't find anyone open, left him nowhere to go with the football, had to absorb the sack.
Now on 4th down, out comes the field goal unit here. A 33-yarder from the left hash. And his kick here is good. And that will stretch the lead up to 3 touchdowns now. It's a 21-point game.
Broncos 10.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Wide open receiver complete. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down.
17 yards.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now they run from the gun with Gordon. He gets it forward for 4, maybe 5, but the flags fly, and this one could be coming back. That time, the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now, depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold him.
And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line.
Tackle made at the 38-yard line. Brings up 2nd down.
This is Gordon as they go to him again. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. He'll get 2 yards back, but it's going to leave him with a long 3rd and 13.
And it's 3rd.
On 3rd and long, it's Locke.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt. Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line. Now, if you're a fan of punting, this game's for you. He's been out there quite a bit. That one may be his best yet.
Yeah, he certainly got his leg loose by now. It kind of reminds me of my college football coach, John Majors. He loved the punting game because he liked the positioning, the field position, and he loved to play defense.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
7 yards there and a first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
First down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
For Nick Chubb.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw again. Matthews. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. He went over 100 yards in the wild card round. He's over 100 here as well. And a first down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Chubb. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line.
The tackle made by A.J.
3 quarters have come and gone. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back, everybody, to Oklahoma City. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. And again, it's Chubb. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line.
Tackle made at the 36-yard line. A 2-yard pickup brings up 3rd and
on 3rd down, it's Nick Chubb. And he'll get this to the 40, but that's still going to be a few yards short of the first down. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Now that was a big-time play by the defense. They as well knew where the first down line was, and they didn't let them get anywhere near it.
Here's Matt Hawk now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. And it's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And Denver getting set to take the field. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Clock now on 1st down. Able to get this to Gordon. It's a gain of 7, and that'll make it a 2nd down. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3.
At the 23-yard line.
The pass there complete to Sutton. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there, it's going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Locke working out of the gun. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. And now following the incomplete pass, we'll get a timeout here for an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. Second and 10. Throwing again. Locke. No escape for Locke, and he'll go down. Credit the sack to Joey Bosa.
Remember, throughout my career here, defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. So 3rd and long now for Locke and the Broncos following the sack. Shotgun snap to Locke. That's complete. It's Gordon. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 5 yards, not enough. And it'll be 4th down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They'll go for it. It's Locke. They'll let this go deep for Sutton. And it is incomplete. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Chubb. And he'll slice his way down to the 30 with a pickup of 7.
Brought down at the 30-yard line. A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
He's tackled at the 29-yard line. It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 3rd.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball. You often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. A give. This is Chubb. Now a flag comes in from the umpire after a gain of about 4. And this looks like it's going to be holding. That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's difficult for him because sometimes you've got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
And not much running room. Down to the 32. It's a gain of 3, and it'll be 2nd down.
Gain of 3 brings up 2nd down.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. Handoff comes to Chubb. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. Made his first. This now from 46 yards away. And this one is right down the middle. And that will extend the lead out to 24.
34. Broncos 10.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Set to take over, the Broncos offense trots back out. And last time, went for it on fourth, didn't get it. See if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
At the 24.
I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion. But this time, the defense was all over it, and they got there to break that one up.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
And it's 3rd down.
From the gun on 3rd down, Locke. He's got his tight end Fant. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
A gain of
Locke on target to Fant for a Bronco first down.
Now, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now Locke again. This is Hamler on the receiving end. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
At the 40.
Again, they'll throw with Locke. Then he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
Incomplete.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. It's Judy complete. Now loose football. The ball comes out. It's going the other way. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth
quarter. You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. And here comes a big tight end as he gets set for this next drive. And we see here the productivity certainly has decreased from the start of the game, but sometimes people forget these tight ends, they can do more than just catch the football.
That is so true, because now when things start to happen and you're not getting the ball as much, maybe you change your focus on the game. Maybe you become a very good decoy. Maybe you block a little bit more. But sometimes you have such a great first half, you expect it to continue to roll, and it doesn't just happen that easily in the second.
Well, they have been able to shut him down at least as of late. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Matthews. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 7 yards there and a first down.
48-yard line.
The tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
That's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd.
From the gun on 3rd down. Matthews throwing left side here, and it's complete. These two have hooked up 9 times now this afternoon as they pick up the first.
6-yard line.
He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And down right around the 32-yard line. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's going to be met at about the 43.
He was brought down by Alexander Johnson. A 2-yard gain brings up second down at the 43-yard line.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's going to take it down to about the 35 here. 8 yards here, so that gets him back within striking distance. And now it's third down.
Brings up third.
So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They've got a third down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. And there's that man again. It's complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 16. His big game continues. 10 catches now and another first down.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the fourth quarter.
So the ball down to the 16 here for first and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. So now second and 10 after the incompletion on first down. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, and now third and 12. When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had, you don't want to hear that. You just want to focus on the good stuff.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And they're going to drop him well shy of the first as he can only make it to the 11. A good pickup there, 7 yards, but it brings up fourth down. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Well, they could just run this clock out, but here is the field goal unit on fourth down. So plenty of smiles for the folks here as they head for the exits. It's a victory for their hometown guys. And, you know, it wasn't a shutout. They did give up the points in the first quarter, but second, third, and fourth quarter, they held them scoreless.
Brandon, if you throw a shutout for quarters 2, 3, and 4, you're going to win a lot of games in this league. And this felt a lot like, almost like if you say baseball, and the pitcher goes through the lineup the first time and the hitters get to see him, and then they come out after that and the bats start blazing, right? I think they saw their best stuff in the first quarter and just shut everything down from that point on. What a great, convincing performance.
So for the home team here, they move a step closer to 500 as their record improves to 2-3. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Arizona Cardinals. Meanwhile, for Denver, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaunt. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
Our team finally put it together for a game this season, and now hopefully we can build on this moving forward. A 34-10 win over the Broncos, that division rival, gets us to 2-3. I think in 2 weeks we got the Chiefs, so we can get a win on them. And that puts us there in competition for the division. And with the expanded playoffs the way that they are, allowing that extra wildcard team in, really you only need to be 8-8 to contend for that spot. So the last 2 times we got into the playoffs was because of that extended playoff spot. And, you know, a playoff berth is a playoff berth. Doesn't matter if it's the first wild card or third wild card. I'll back into the playoffs again for a third year in a row if that's what it takes to get there. But we're sitting at 2-3 on the season now. Still have 11 games to go. Never know what'll happen, especially if they actually start playing like this and less like the last game. Dom Matthews had an actual good game, first time in his career. It's like 345 345 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. D'Angelo Kitchens, I think, had 10 receptions for 144 yards. No touchdowns, though, but at least he's moving the ball down the field. Nick Chubb, another game with over 100 yards rushing, and I think he had a touchdown today as well. However, the rest of our offense... Well, hold on. Before I say that, our offensive line mostly played well except for Ron Leary, who had 3 sacks. So the other 4 offensive line did well today, and I think that's what allowed Matthews to have such a good game. Now, with that said, we have a second-year tight end who is supposed to be one of the future greats. We have a rookie receiver who is supposed to be really good as well, and then our third wide receiver should be making some plays. Those 3 didn't really make many plays today. In fact, Nick Chubb was second on our team for receptions. So hopefully in the future, I think Ward is our second wide receiver, Skandrick is our third wide receiver, and Wynn is our tight end. We need those 3 to step up big if this offense is going to be what we think it can be. Kitchens is starting to make a name for himself. Chubb is already elite. So hopefully we continue to get good offensive line play. We can get some decent play out of Don Matthews, and then those other receivers step up. On defense, a little bit of an ugly first quarter. After that, though, they completely shut Denver down. So I know King got 2 interceptions. There's a few sacks in the game as well. So our defense is playing the way that it should. I'm not even going to say that I'm surprised by the way the defense plays, because the way our defense is now, they're established. We have the pieces that we're going to have on defense. Maybe if some of them need to develop a little bit more, however, I expect them to have these kinds of games day in and day out. So we'll just have to see how the season progresses. Hopefully our offense executes, and if they do, we'll be in good position for a playoff run at the end of the season. Anyway, that's all for today. Thank you for joining. Catch us tomorrow so we can see how the season's been going and catch the 3rd game of the year. Thanks for watching.